Hi, Sarah. It is Tuesday afternoon on Tuesday, the 18th of June, and I wanted to talk to you today and to the rest of the internet. I wanted to talk to you all today about something that is always constantly on my mind, no matter what I am doing or what is happening in my life. This is always somewhere in the back of my mind. I wanted to talk to you about reading. Reading is very important to me. It always has been my entire life. It's one of the earliest things I remember learning how to do, after walking and talking. My family always put very strong emphasis on books and reading. And to the point where now I am getting my master's degree in library science, and I want to make my entire life about books and reading and things to do with reading, and just like everything in my life revolves around reading. It's that important to me. And I work in a public library now, and I am constantly interacting with people who reading is not as important to them as it is to me, which is totally cool. I mean, reading's not important to everybody. I have no problem with that, but what upsets me a little bit is when I see people, mainly younger people, like teenagers and younger, who either don't like to read or can't, or have problems reading for whatever reason, and I see their peers and even the adults in their life making fun of them for it and teasing them for it and making them feel bad about the problems they may have with reading. Be it if they struggle with dyslexia, or if they just don't like reading printed words on a page, or whatever their struggle is, they're being made to feel bad about not wanting to read. Which I'm. If you try and make somebody feel bad for not wanting to read, that just makes them want to read even less. And that kind of defeats the entire whole purpose of wanting to learn. I mean, if you see someone who struggles with reading and has a problem with it, you don't want to make them feel bad for it. If someone says they don't like to read and then gives you the reason why, don't tell them they're a bad person for not wanting to read. That just makes you a horrible, horrible person. I don't get mad at people for saying that they don't like to read. I try to find out why they don't like to read, and then, like, say I have a friend who doesn't like to read because he finds he has trouble concentrating on the words on the page. Maybe he doesn't know about the other options there are. I mean, reading doesn't just have to be looking at a page with words on it. Reading, you can read a book, you can read on a device. It doesn't have to be printed words. It can still be printed words and be digital words. It doesn't have to be paper. It doesn't even have to be printed words. If you're reading a graphic novel, you're looking at images, that is still reading. You are still absorbing that story. And it doesn't even have to be looking at something. You can be listening to an audiobook. That is still reading. So, if you don't like to read, and it's because you have trouble concentrating on printed words, there are other options out there. You can read so many different ways. And when I see people giving up on reading because other people in their lives are making them feel bad for not wanting to read, it really makes me want to cry. Because there's so much you can get from a book. And I never, ever, ever make fun of anyone who says that they have never read the Harry Potter books but have seen all the movies. I try and get them to read the books. I do, because I think there's an entire level of understanding that you can get by having read the books and seen the movies, but if you only want to watch the movies, that's fine. I am not going to make fun of you for that. That's your choice. And I just think that reading is really important, and there are so many different ways you can do it that you shouldn't just give up just because someone makes fun of you for it, or it may be a little hard at first, because there are so many ways that you can enjoy books, and it can really, really change your life. It really can. And I'm gonna stop before I start to cry, because seriously, this is something I get really emotional about. Sarah, I will talk to you later. Peace out.